Okay, it's recording. Hi guys, this is the final stand-up for Team Maikath, and I'll start by sharing my screen. Okay, can you guys see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to today's agenda. So first of all, there's roll call. And are you guys all here? Just give a hi, Michael.
Yeah, present.
Yeah, Tejita.
Yeah.
And Kainat.
Yeah.
Okay, so the roles for today are I'm the Scrum Master, Mayaz. The data engineers are Tejita and Michael, and the data visualization team is Kainat and I. Okay, so now we'll move on to updating our visuals, and I believe we're going to start with Kainat.
All right. Okay, so the issue we had earlier about the gross profit margin and the net profit margin and the September profit margins, I figured it out and I fixed up all the required performance tabs, and I gave like an overall revenue tab so they can compare their revenue over the year. If they can just select what year they want and what month they want from over here. Sorry, right now it's a little, well, when you click on it, you get the data. So, and then there's all the expenses of the corporation. There's the total operating expenses. These are the broken down expenses. And then we have all the necessary for the month of September and the net profit over time and the revenue and the cost over time. Yeah, this is the income statement.
Okay, so I assume everything that you had a problem with has been already fixed and is up to date. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Now I'll share my screen again because I will give you guys an update on my cash movements tab. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, so the only issue I was having in this tab was with the accounts payable, and it has been promptly fixed right now, and everything is going well. As you can see, the accounts receivable is there also, opening and closing balance over time, cash movements over time, and the total of all these four. As I mentioned in the intermediate stand-up, the last intermediate stand-up we had, sorry. And this is the date slicer, which we can just move to just check out. It's a bit laggy. But yeah, just essentially just check out. You see everything changes, check on each date. So yeah, that's from my part on the visualizations. I think next is Michael and Tejita for the invoice tab.
Yeah.
Michael, are you sharing the screen or?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll probably can share the screen, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So this is. Yeah. Go on.
essentially what we did was we extracted the accounts payable table as well as the receivables table. Right after that, we created company slices. So over here, we can filter out any company name and get their data. Then this is both for payables and receivables. So there's a specific one for payables and receivables, and then we created a common one for the date. So we created a common date slicer as well. So once we select any date, it will show the transactions of for date. And that's it.
Okay, so I assume you guys had no issues doing this since it was done very
Just
quickly.
takes a long time to load.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I think
that's it.
we have all faced this for
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's that for invoice tab.
Okay, that's good job, guys. So I'll just move on to the sharing the backlog right now. Since our fourth agenda is updating the backlog, and we have completed all this, so I'll just move it along. there. So now that we're done with the backlog, we can discuss more later if we had any issues and what in particular. We are going to move on to reviewing the project actually. So on Microsoft project, and since Michael and Tejita, you did most of the work on Microsoft project, I believe you guys should give us an update on how it's
I'll
going.
share my screen in a while.
Okay, so I'll just stop sharing for now. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so firstly, the thing you guys need to do is determine if all the requirements were met.
Yeah. So what do you think, Vegeta? I think the requirements are met successfully.
Yeah. We successfully filled all the tasks. We got the durations right, predecessors, resources. We got all that right. We checked. There were a few obstacles that we faced in terms of clarity, but we fixed it. We did it, and it seems to run smoothly now. So in terms of requirements, we've met it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I remember there being a big issue in the beginning because we were quite stuck, but now everything is quite clear and on time, on date. So that's a very good job. Okay, so yeah, since we have already evaluated the success also, what about the durations, like estimated budget durations or like budget and resource allocations? They're all like up to date, like okay with the actual ones? Any major differences?
Yeah, I don't think there's any major difference between the actual budget and the estimated budget. I think they stay the same.
I'm assuming just slight differences here and there.
Yeah, there are slight differences only.
Okay, so you guys can stop sharing screen then.
Yep.
Thank you. I think I'll just share my screen again. Why is it not sharing? Sorry. I think it's okay now. Can you guys see now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we are done with this, now we move on to the retrospective. So essentially what we have to do is talk about our project and how everything went. So I'll just add a new section. Show.
By the way, I was thinking we could go a little more in depth about the project. Like we can go through each task that we did and then try to talk about it a little bit, what we went through and stuff.
Okay, so you want to take it back a step again?
Yeah, just one step.
To the project.
All the dashboarding models and the visualizations. Let's just like how we were in teams, right? So let's try to get our experience on those as well.
Okay, sure. So let's just move back to the Microsoft project for a while. So Michael or Tejita, if you can share screen.
Yeah, if you can just like, tell about how it went successfully, like what you had to do and stuff.
So, well, first, one of the first problems that we faced as a team was the date. We had a huge gap in terms of trying to meet the target date with the target deadline. Because when we estimated our dates, it ended up in December. So after clear analysis, redoing it all, I think Michael brought it back to the 20%. So meeting our deadline. So that was one key issue. Yeah. Then the next one was there was a bit of a confusion with the resources. we were not really sure which ones that were supposed to be allocated to where and why it was over allocated, why it was under allocated, and there was a bit of a confusion there. So after that, I think we redid it again. We redid the predecessors. We assigned resources again, and I think we solved that as well. But
And
besides,
you guys leverage your resources properly as well the next time.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one takeaway. I guess when it comes to, we have to initially just analyze it properly, like we do it like 2-3 times, and then kind of like execute it. So it's like, so that I feel like that will just increase our accuracy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you guys face any other issues in this project?
No.
No,
Other than-
I don't think so.
Okay, but
Then I think
I guess we can also elaborate a bit more on Power BI as well, actually, since we have all
Yeah.
faced some issues
We'll
there.
go there as well.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
'cause, like I know myself that we were actually, as a team, we were missing some files and etc. in the beginning, of course. Then we got along with it. It was a bit hard to just allocate everything and, you know, like figure out how to make the charts, the graphs, which one goes where. I know I had a big issue with my accounts payable. Yeah. Sorry,
finding
Kana.
appropriate charts for particular statements, it's kind of work. That's why, like, you know, even getting up the mock-up design it took a lot of time, and, you know, it was like hard work. You had to design, and then you had to review it with our users and, you know, get them to approve, and then we could move forward. So getting all the models and then getting all the visuals for the set data, it took a lot of time, but I think it went quite well.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there was also some issues for like financial performance in the beginning as well, right? Like it was a bit tough to figure out how to calculate the gross profit margin and etc.
Yeah. The calculations normally they wouldn't be that hard, you know, if you're just calculating them. You could use like an Excel file or whatever. But when you have to create particular visuals based on certain data sets, and that takes a lot of work, but then that's why we specialize in this, so we can handle the challenges that come towards us.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay. So I think that's all for this part now. We can actually successfully move on to part 6.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
So I'll stop sharing now, I guess.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. I'll just share the Scrum board. So, okay, so moving on to part 6, I've already added the section just now before we promptly went back to part 5. So basically, these are 3 sections that I think we need to elaborate a bit about, and everybody should add a comment each to each section. So one comment for what went well, one for what did not go well, and how to improve. This is in terms of the project, the whole project. So I think we can do that now. Sorry?
Including the visuals and everything?
Oh yeah, you can talk about anything.
Project as a whole, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can even talk about teamwork, communication, anything at all. Just the project as a whole.
Yeah. I think team communication wise, I think we're doing good as well.
Yeah, I think
So
our
probably
communication has been up there. Just add a comment. You guys can add the comment, right?
Yeah. I'm adding comments.
Then we can elaborate more on it. I can ask you guys to elaborate. You guys can go first. I will. Tejita, sorry, have you added a comment?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
hold on.
getting your comments though. Oh, maybe you didn't. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to. Okay, yeah, I did it.
All right, it's fine. I think you're the first one done with all. So if you wouldn't mind, you can elaborate on your tasks as the others are writing, so that we don't just stay at a standstill. I mean, elaborate on what you wrote.
So the first one, well, what went well? Yeah, I guess it's because our chemistry as teammates and the way we worked as a team kind of helped us to communicate better and execute tasks effectively. Like, for example, whenever we had a problem, we immediately just told one another and we just found ways to fix it. So
Yeah.
in a sense, we kind of like helped one another, even though we weren't, suppose that we weren't, specifically allocated the tasks or whatnot, we still were there for each other, which helped. We executed task quite well. So that's something that we should be proud of. And yeah, what did not go well? Well, I mean, this is in the hands of myself, but initial observations in predecessor allocation and scheduling. So I guess I didn't observe the task that well, and I didn't schedule it that much. So, but then we kind of like figured it out together and worked on that as well and got that figured out. So that was okay. And yeah, in terms of how to improve for future projects, I guess being more observant and alert to, like any resources that we, get provided with, I guess reading it and reading the fine print much better will, and a better understanding of our tasks will, yeah, I guess we can execute it better, faster, and get the job done effectively.
Yeah. So anybody have anything to add on to what Tejita says? Do we all agree with him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with
I
him.
agree.
And I wanted to add, like, and how to improve. He said that we need to stay alert. I realized like we were kind of exhausted with our tasks. So we were often missing out on very simple details that we could just see it right in front of our eyes. So next time
Yeah.
we could maybe, like energize better or just, be more attentive to our environment so we won't miss out on just the simple tasks that are in front of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good point. Okay. Do you want to go next, Kainat?
Yeah, all right. So starting from the top.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what went well is the visuals. I really liked how our visuals turned up. They were just how we planned them, and they were accurate, and hopefully our clients like it as well. And then second thing were all the tasks that we had, they were completed in time. There weren't any like major lags and stuff. And the minor issues that we did have, we tried to work parallel and we were able to complete it while, we were handling other tasks as well.
Yeah.
So I liked how we went, like how we worked well. And what did not go well were obviously the misallocation in the beginning of the resources, because I had to manually adjust the task and the misallocation would like often, counter the results that I wanted. So thank you, Tejita, you fixed all the misallocations and then we were able to, manually adjust everything. And then finally on how to improve, I feel like, we should constantly be brushing up on our skills. Like now, even if you're like an expert, you still need to constantly revise and constantly brush up on your skills. And you need to be able to be familiar with various different softwares, because you never know which company requires which software. Maybe they want a particular software for their company. So we should be able to like, quickly familiarize with ourselves for very different software. So we won't have like hard time next time.
Does anybody have anything to add to that?
No, I completely agree about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, Michael, you can go next, and I'll go
Yeah,
at the end.
I'll start with what went well actually, because our team communication, I think it went perfectly on discussing and managing task on to split task. For example, like the plan data schema and create relationship into the dashboard visuals. I think we did great on that on the team communication side. Yeah, so that's what went well. But what did not go well, I personally choose the project, Microsoft, the project one, because we couldn't really actually align the duration of the task with the number of days that the task described. So yeah, but after some leveling up and manually and set it to automatic, yeah, we could actually solve the problem. And on how to improve, I think that the dashboard visuals duration could be reduced if we can understand the Power BI sooner, so that if we can get familiarized with the Power BI, since I guess it's a new it's a new thing for us. Yeah, I guess that's that.
Yeah. Anybody want to add to that or say anything?
No, that's
No,
perfectly
that's
okay.
yeah, exactly.
I'll just go next then. So lastly, I think that our team, both data engineers and the visualization team, worked really well, even after facing all these issues with scheduling and Power BI. That we could have just taken a lot longer or delayed, but I think we ended up doing our task quite smoothly. And for the part that did not go well is brushing up on the same thing, but our initial work with Microsoft Project and Power BI. I feel like we were not too familiar with what we were doing, and maybe we should have prepared better, or like read up more or watched some more videos on it. And lastly, I think we just needed to manage our time better sometimes, because more so on like the first month or like the first few days of our project, where I feel like we took up too much time to do the tasks. So in the end, we ended up rushing a bit, but in the end, I think things went quite smoothly. But I think it could have gone a lot more smooth there if we just managed our time better. But yeah, does anybody have anything to add to that?
That's
Agreed.
completely
No.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all for this final stand-up, as we're running a bit short on time as well. And that's all, guys. Thank you. And right now, all we have left to do is our memo, the report, and our stakeholder presentation. So we will be doing that shortly and submitting it before the deadline. We can update each other more on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.